All right, we're going to go from there to the CFPB semi-annual rulemaking agenda. And this has been a bit interesting. So about mid-August, we thought we had this thing. They put it out, kind of a sneak peek, and then within hours of issuing it, they pulled it back and said, "Oh, wait a minute, nothing to see here. We didn't really mean to push the everybody can see it button." So they have since done that. Just in the last week, they put out their official, and it's interesting. It's their spring 2025 rulemaking agenda. So they're a little late. They were real late last time the Trump administration took office, and that's kind of what happens here, but they've got it out there. It's a big agenda. So I'm only going to go through the things that really caught our attention here. It's about the top, I want to say 7 or 8 items. So UDAAP with the 2A, so unfair, deceptive, and abusive acts or practices. This would be the Dodd-Frank Section 1031 version. What they're intending to do is provide clarity on this administration's interpretation of the statutory language related to what is unfair, deceptive, and abusive. Probably more specifically tied to abusive. Each one of the last 2 administrations, the previous Trump one and then the Biden one, they both tried to put out their own guidance as it relates to abusive. This looks to be not so much guidance. I think they're looking at taking regulatory action here. We'll see what happens, but they want to put their own twist on what their interpretation of these terms is for the next 3 years. The second item, the Truth in Lending Act, they're looking to rescind potentially some or all parts of the mortgage loan originator compensation rules. The advance notice of proposed rulemaking, that's already out. That went out in July. And so the next stage is going to be right around the corner with the potential rescinding of the LO comp rules. So stay tuned. We'll look to hear something soon there. Mortgage servicing is also on their agenda as far as whether to amend or rescind certain parts. Basically, all parts of the mortgage servicing rules are on the table. We've got policies and procedures, early intervention, continuity of contact, loss mitigation, adjustable rate mortgage notices. They're going to make a determination as to whether or not those parts and pieces are doing what they were intended to do, or are they oversteps, overreaches? Do they need to scale them back? So we'll see what happens there. Again, that advance notice of proposed rulemaking, that went out in July. That seems to be right around the corner as far as the next steps there as well. Section 1033, that's the open banking. Just in the last month, the advance notice of proposed rulemaking went out, basically a bunch of questions for the industry to give feedback on. That will lead them then to their rewrite, a proposal, and then ultimately a final rule. My read of the agenda looks like they're targeting the end of December for the next steps there. So this is going to take a little longer just due to the number of players and what's at stake with this open banking thing. I know they had high hopes relative to the court cases that were out there on this and how they responded. They're going to have things out in a certain number of weeks. It's going to take some time to get this thing reproposed, the comment period, and then the final rule, again, with all those players and what's at stake here. So not going to be something that happens real fast. Section 1071, probably going to be a little quicker because there's a lot of court cases on the line here. They have promised, according to their agenda, a proposal by the end of October. So we should see that by or just after the next time that we meet as part of the monthly connection. So coming soon, a new proposal. A couple of interesting things that weren't on my radar, but they are now. Procedures for guidance documents. What they're supposedly intending to do here is they want to create a regulation to address how guidance is going to be issued fairly and responsibility. So it's a regulation for issuing guidance. They have a target date of this month. So we'll see what we get there. Just something to keep your eye on, a regulation that's going to regulate how guidance is issued. We'll see. The next one, even more interesting. They want a regulation to review regulations, right? I'm not kidding. A regulation to review regulations for alignment with industry evolution and innovation. Now, I like that idea that we try to keep regs up to date with what's going on in the here and now. It just sounds funny when you say it, a regulation to review regulations. And then the last one that caught my attention is rulemaking to clarify the obligations imposed by the Equal Credit Opportunity Statute. And that's really all they give us. My reading between the lines here is this is going to be tied back to the first topic that we covered today, which was guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. I think they want to review interpretations related to prohibited basis characteristics that have been long-standing under ECOA, and then the Regulation B that kind of fills in the gray areas there. So that one could be an interesting. Stay tuned. It's going to be a busy 3 years. Remember, even when the pendulum swings the other way, you're going to hear all about this deregulation. In fact, that's how this agenda is referred to. It's the deregulation agenda.